What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another trade recap. Today was an FOMC meeting day, which a lot of people say to don't trade, but I made over $3,000 today. Now, take that with a grain of salt. April has been very rough for me. I have been able to secure a payout in April of about $2,000, but I'm on a small losing streak, nothing crazy. It's just been kind of like 3 days losing, 2 days losing, and then I'll get a winner in there. And it's been very, very up and down. But today was a massive green day. Nonetheless, I'm going to go over exactly what I did today to make over $3,000. And this is across all nine of my funded accounts. So we'll go ahead and hop over to Top Step and do the same thing I do pre-market every time. What I'm doing is marking out the highs and the lows of the previous session that I believe may come into play. So we have our Asia high. We also have our Asia low. And this actually lines up very nicely with our pre-market low. So a potential scenario I had thought about was looking for shorts. But the shorts I could have taken using this confluence right here came before 9:45, and I like to wait for my 15-minute range to be in. So I'll drop down to the 15-minute, find that candle from 9:30 to 9:45, and we'll simply just mark out the high of that and the low of that. And this will be our orb. Boom. Drop back down to the 5 minute. Okay, we faded these shorts on the retest of the Asia low, which we probably could have gotten a trim off at 1 to 1. And then what happens? This candle right here is the most interesting piece to this trade. We have that rising volume. This is on MNQ, but if we go over to NQ, the green candle that breaks out of the orb also has high volume. So this tells me I can start looking for a retracement to take shorts. So what do I personally do? I use a fib tool on this high volume candle to tell me where about I should take an entry. So it tells me the 50% retracement would be right here around 202. Now I would want my stop to be at the bottom of this high volume candle. So now I know, okay, if I get a retracement, it goes down to that 202. I have 27 points of risk. How do I need to size this so I'm comfortable? So we enter shorts at this 50%. We end up adding all the way down to that 0.705. We are now in with 5 MNQ. My Top Step account, if this trade had lost, would have been blown. I was completely fine with that. I had just over $250 of drawdown, but I liked this trade, so I took it. And as you can see, we got very close to being stopped out. It was about 2 points, if that, to being stopped out for a loss. It then ran for over 100 points. And I took trims very, very well and also ended up adding to this position. And I will show you the add spot as well. Our first trim was at high a day up here at that 27,230. So this was about a 34-point move. I then trimmed a little higher, around 50 points. I took a couple more off here, and I really, really, really wanted to see this Asia high, which would have been over 110 points. But I ended up taking my full TP right around this 87-point range. Now, where did we add to this position? This 5 minute candle right here gives us more confirmation that this trade wants to go higher. We have much higher volume. We have a very strong candle to the upside. So what we can do again is we can take our fib retracement tool, mark this candle out, look for an entry around that 0.5. We can enter longs, put our stop below this candle, and have our first TP be this high for about 20 points. That is a long position within a long position. I don't recommend adding to your position all the time, but if the confluences are there and it's a trade you would take, then why not add to it? Set your stops. For me, I would have made $50 if this trade stopped me out because I had such a low entry before. So I added to it and I ended up being able to secure, another $60 on top of whatever my trade was already up. So I took this trade. I ended up letting it run for a little bit over 30 points. I didn't trim at the candle high. I let it go for a little bit more. And that was the only two trades that I placed today. if we go over to NQ, look at this confirmation right here. We can use our fibs on NQ. And look at this. We have our VWAP anchored at New York Open. We have our pre-market low. We have our 0.705 retracement all stacked right here at this 190. We could have gotten a sniper entry, set just like a 30-point stop loss, and targeted these highs for a massive, massive move. So still a very, very good trade, but looking at NQ, if we waited for all those levels right there, oof, it would have been nasty. So this has been one of my longer videos, but we were able to catch a win today. We have a little over $700 now of drawdown compared to our little over $200 we had today. We have two more trading days left. Let's just see what we can do. Let's have some fun. Nothing much to it. Let's see if we could scrape some more money out of the markets this week.